What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video on the Mr. Investor YouTube channel. So we're going to be covering some VeChain stuff today per usual, so let's just dive right into it. Here we are at CoinGecko. You can see that the market cap has dropped. We're sitting at 1.3 trillion with the 24-hour volume at 82.6 billion. Bitcoin dominance has risen 44.4%. Ethereum dominance at 16.6%. And gas fees are a little bit more expensive, sitting at 28 Gwei. Bitcoin has dropped to under 32,000 once again. Ethereum is under 2,000, sitting at 1,900. Chainlink at $15.66, and VeChain is now sitting at 6.8 cents. So we've been dropping. I think Ethereum hit 1850 or so, and VeChain was down to like 6.4, 6.5 level. So the market continues to crab, continues to trend downward. I've said it before, I'll say it again. It's a good chance to accumulate. That's what I'm doing. Not financial advice, but just my thoughts. Looking at the crypto fear and greed index, not much has changed. We're sitting in extreme fear for today, yesterday, the week, and the month. So that's where people are sitting right now. They're sitting in extreme fear. They're unsure where things are going to go, and they're afraid things are going to go lower. The famous quote from Warren Buffett is "Be greedy when others are fearful." Fearful. So that just goes on to my point I said earlier. Looking at VeChain stats here, we have 1.12 million accounts now. X nodes have dropped slightly down to 2,944, and the VTHO burn has been steady. We've seen some six-figure days here. Highest was yesterday at 132. Not too bad, but we're at 119 for the day, so I like to see that. Scrolling down, just like to see what the X node auctions are sitting at here. A little bit pricier. I was watching the Strength X one earlier in the week. It was at 35,000 to start out. It slowly dropped down to 23,000. We got a Majolner up there now, a Thunder, and a bunch of Strength X's and VThor X's. So people are looking to get out of their X nodes here. And the last X node events here were all destroyed, mostly VThor X and Strength X nodes. I don't see any. Oh, one Majolner right there, but we did have an upgrade. That's very rare. Don't see that too often. So we did see an upgrade. But anyways, let's just dive right into it here. So this was from 2020, September actually. Together with Sai Chung, partner cybersec and innovation at PwC, our CEO Sunshine Liu attended the Blockchain in China Applications and Opportunities held by the British Chamber of Shanghai. And then Sai and Sunny jointly presented blockchain related topics to members of British Chamber. Okay, so that was in September. Then this comes out. VeChain and PwC's AirTrace. AirTrace is a blockchain traceability solution that provides a genuine basis for trust in products and their origins. And you can see it says building greater trust in supply chains to protect and empower brands, businesses, and consumers. The fragmentation of data across supply chain pathways hinders brand and product trust among businesses, consumers, and communities. As brands face growing demands for transparency and accountability, they need a solution to integrate supply chain data in a trusted way and provide greater transparency for business partners and societal stakeholders. It goes on to say that PwC's AirTrace integrates supply chain data in a trusted blockchain ecosystem. Data are integrated from multiple sources to provide greater granularity in product traceability with flexibility to accommodate existing business practices. Brands, businesses, and consumers gain transparency over product origin and movements with confidence in the shared data. This is just another little infographic here, just talking a little bit more at the AirTrace here. Going on to say that AirTrace, which is based on VeChain, is covered in our latest publication, which is from Sai Chung. And he posted this. This looks like it's on LinkedIn here. PwC's perspective on blockchain supply chain transparency is one of the hottest topics for the companies today, addressing some of the key challenges around sustainability and circular economy. And then I think the important thing to take from this is that digital champions are already adopting the technology at a fast pace. It's worthwhile to explore the blockchain applications for your supply chain today. And then he posts a link for the white paper, which I'll put in the description below for you guys. But then another little news thing dropped lately, which is the BIS Innovation Hub and Bank of Italy announced a shortlist for their G20 Green and Sustainable Finance Challenge. AirTrace Climate Smart from PwC was among the finalists, and winners will be announced in October. So that's great exposure for this project that's running with PwC, and that the fact that they're publicly saying that it's running on Vechain is just more exposure to Vechain. Now we don't know who is going to be using the air trace. We don't know who's already using the air trace, but if they're saying that these digital champions are already adopting it and using it at a fast pace, I mean that's huge. It just brings more value to the VeChain ecosystem. That brings more value to the VeChain network, which means more transactions, which means hopefully the VeChain token goes up, depending on what Bitcoin does, unfortunately. But anyways, anything that I like to see this VeChain with big companies like PwC and they're being involved in a blockchain program is awesome news. Another piece of news that dropped was from Peter Zhao. He's one of the developers for VeChain. He came out and said that we've completed the stress and security tests for VIP 193. Thank you for your hard work, which is pretty coincidental because this was announced right when the China carbon market was going to go live. So we'll see what happens there. But it is true, it has happened. China has opened its carbon trading market. The initial stage covers the power sector with online transactions involving over 2,000 companies. Now, I was reading these comments down below here, and they say that the VeChain Foundation retweeted this. I went through there. I did not see a retweet, so I don't know if they retweeted it, unretweeted it. I don't know. I'm assuming that there is some kind of non-disclosure agreement for something this large, if they're a part of this, which I hope they are. So hopefully they didn't get them in any trouble there. I don't know if somebody has a screenshot to prove that and that's not photoshopped. I don't know. We'll see. I'm hoping to have some kind of announcement to for VeChain's involvement in this, but I guess we'll just wait and see what happens. But we are going to watch this little 2-minute video here.
China has opened its carbon trading market. The initial stage covers just the power sector with online transactions involving over 2,000 companies. And the opening follows a decade-long pilot program aimed at reducing greenhouse gas emissions. More on that. Let's go live to our reporter Yang Chengxi in Shanghai. Chengxi, hello there. First of all, what can we really expect for this opening of the carbon trading market?
Hi, Dongning. The national carbon trading system is officially in operation. The way it works is quite straightforward. Companies will be given a fixed amount of allowance each year, each one equivalent to 1 metric ton of carbon emissions. They can either buy or sell these allowances based on how much carbon they actually produce. Now, the rules stipulate that each listed transaction should be less than 100,000 tons of carbon dioxide equivalent, and there's a 10% price fluctuation limit. Now, on the other hand, larger block trades should be more than 100,000 tons and have a 30% fluctuation limit. Now, one thing to focus on for the first day of trading is how much an allowance will trade for. According to Chinese environment officials previously, the average price would likely be between 6 to 7 US dollars. Now, that estimate was based on previous regional pilot projects. This is much lower than the $60 to $70 per metric ton in Europe's emission trading program. Predictors say while prices in China would start low, allowances are expected to tighten in the future.
Okay, and what will be the effect of the carbon trading market then?
Right. This trading scheme is expected to incentivize companies to move on to cleaner sources of energy and away from coal, which China has relied on for a long time to drive growth. This is expected to help China achieve its bigger goal of reaching emissions peak by 2030 and achieving carbon neutrality by 2060. This is now the world's biggest carbon market. It covers over 2,200 power companies in China, as you said, who, according to the International Energy Agency, collectively contribute to about 1/7 of the world's carbon emissions. The scheme is expected to cover 7 more high-emission sectors, from chemicals to iron and steel, in the next few years. Back to you.
All right, thank you.
So that's from the CGTN official Twitter account there, and that is from China's state-affiliated media right there. So um, that is major news. They're going to be setting the precedent for carbon trading, and I just really, really hope that VeChain is involved in this, because if that is true, and I do believe they're involved in it, then that's just, I don't know. You name another crypto project that's just doing what VeChain's doing, then I don't think there's anything close to it. Again, that's just my opinion. Anyways, last thing to touch on real quick here. Vexchange, that is the essentially the Uniswap for VeChain. But anyways, it's a decentralized exchange, right? Vexchange The first DEX on Vechain Thor has launched Vexchange 2, and Vexchange 2 utilizes the brand new Sync 2 technology, which enables users to access the DEX seamlessly, further paving the way for DeFi on Vechain. It's coming. It's gonna be here soon. DeFi on Vechain, and I'm excited. I'm looking into all that stuff. You can deposit liquidity into liquidity pools right now. I don't know what the I don't know all the details on it. I'm still looking into it all, but I think it's pretty promising right now. And they also have a roadmap too. So obviously we have this just launched already. They did announce that there's going to be a token. I believe in the Telegram they said it was going to be airdropped for users. I'm pretty sure that's what they said. That a DAO, there's going to be cross-chain interoperability, and then the and more. We're not sure what that is yet. But anyways, um, China's carbon markets live, VeChain, PWC with AirTrace, and now Vexchange is live, paving the way for DeFi. It's bullish right now. Let's not forget we have Ethereum's upgrade coming, EIP 1559, in I think what 2.5, 3 weeks maybe if everything goes to plan. So prices may be dropping for now, but I don't know. Long term, I think we're gonna see another leg up. Um, and then one last thing to touch on. I know that there's been some Twitter banter about what's going on with VeChain, not having enough transactions and all this stuff. I've showed the picture in my last few videos, or at least in some of my videos, of the VeChain roadmap from one of Sunny Lu's presentations. The growth phase is not until 2022 to 2025. In my opinion, they're still setting the framework to really scale, and I think they're doing a great job at that. They're still relatively new. I think they formed in 2015 or whatever, so 6 years for a startup. They're really getting a lot of traction now. I still think they're setting the framework to really explode here in the next couple of years. So for me personally, I'm just going to be patient, monitor what's going on. If I like what I'm seeing, I'm going to continue to add and continue to hold. But that's just my philosophy. If you guys like this video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and comment. I respond to all comments. If you didn't like this video, let me know why. I can change something, do something better. If there's something you want me to do a deep dive on, want me to talk about something, please share it down below and I will do my best to cover it next time. But I hope all of you have a lovely Friday and we'll see you next time.